watched season 3, episode 4, Rick and Morty. That show was awesome, right? This was dope. This is gonna be a fantastic episode, man. I cannot wait for the guests that we have today. It's gonna be super duper fun. You are watching Rick and Morty, the Rick and Morty after show that you can tune in on adultswim.com. I wanna just kick this thing off and bring up our first guest. Y'all cool with that? It's super dope. We got 2 people that actually wrote this episode. We're gonna bring out Sarah Carbeater and Erica Rosby. Hey, lady. It's so great to have y'all here. What's up? What's y'all want to do? Little musical chairs. How you guys feeling? You just watched the episode. How do you guys feel about it?
It's just like a weird dream that's come true, and we still have to exist in the world.
It's
I don't
so
know.
awesome.
It's
so
so
you guys,
crazy.
of course, are the writers.
Yeah.
What was that process like?
Whew.
Well.
Yeah, I mean, like you mean like from the beginning, or like
Whatever point you want to tell me about it.
Yeah, well, when we found out we were gonna get an interview on Rick and Morty, we were just like, well, shit, it was insane. We had like 300 pitches in the room, and you know, it was nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, we immediately, I think, wrote like 30, 40 ideas down in a notebook. They were all terrible.
Yeah.
But we were like, we're gonna throw them all at them, and they're gonna love everyone, and it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be fine, and go really well. And one of those things was true. It went really well,
Yeah.
but none of the ideas were any good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys like have written things together before, so like, how is this process of writing together for an animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been writing together. Oh gosh, like 6, 7 years now, and we started out writing. We knew each other in college, and we both wrote television and plays and things together. And then we decided to do it together. And then, you know, every script that we ever wrote, we thought you can't do animation because it's Pixar. Mm-hmm. You know, that's pretty much it. Like you write a feature for Pixar, or you get lucky enough to be The Simpsons. So I don't think we ever thought that we would get to do animation, and it's been awesome. So yeah.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Guys, give it up for Sarah and Erica. I want to bring out our next guest. I'm so excited to have her here. This is such a treat. We have the voice of Summer Smith. Bring out Spencer Grammer, guys. Give it up. How you doing? I'm standing on my platform right there, above it all.
I'm going the most awkward way I can. Hi guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So
Yeah.
you know, like off the top, you got to give us some Summer. You got to give us the voice and tell me what she would think of this episode.
Well, Summer would be upset that like she wasn't in the whole episode. Like that the episode wasn't about her, but you know, it's okay. It's fine. She was doing intergalactic work on the side anyway, so it's okay. Right?
So, I wanted more. I wanted more on the voice. I did. I was a little like, come on, throw it to me.
Well, I was thinking about, you know, like if Grandpa Rick was really shit-faced, like what that journey was for him. You know, like why did he get there, and how did that happen? And you know, I do feel like people do get really inspired by horror movies. You know, so that's something that would happen to me if I was shit-faced. You know, so I'm surprised Summer hasn't had an episode where she just wants to murder everyone too. But soon, it's coming soon.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of shit-faced, Sarah and Erica, I heard that, you know, part of the process of writing for the season was you guys went to a like Airbnb mansion out in Malibu and just got a little drunk and got a little crazy. Tell us more about that.
What happened?
So after we interviewed to be writers on the show, they invited us to a Malibu weekend at this really weird Airbnb that was half decorated. There were these speakers that were Michael Jackson paintings, but they were also speakers. It was
Were they paintings of Michael Jackson, or Michael Jackson did the painting?
No, of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Of Michael
Maybe
Jackson.
both. I don't know.
We don't know who the artist was. There wasn't a name. And it was just this really bizarre house that all of the writers stayed in. And we showed up thinking like, oh, we're going to have to pitch so many more ideas because all the ones in the interview died. And we need more. And it turned out to just be a lot more party than pitching.
So super fun. We ended up playing, do you guys know the game Werewolf? So we played that. So it's like somebody, each get a card, and so, wait, there's no card. Someone's a werewolf. Wait,
Yeah, it's
like you don't remember. We were drinking a little bit, but
it's like Mafia, where you pick someone's the werewolf, someone's like. I can't remember all the people in Werewolf. Basically, someone can add.
There's like a hunter.
There's a hunter. There's a hunter, and there's a couple of other people, and so everybody has their heads down, and the person running the game says, "Okay, werewolf, who do you want to kill?" And you lift your heads up, and someone's dead. And so then the townspeople try to figure out who the werewolf is, and the werewolf tries to turn the townspeople against each other.
I like that Summer wasn't there, but you're like, I know drinking.
Yes, no, definitely.
I know the werewolf.
Yeah. I know there's more than just a hunt, but it's.
There's more things.
There's more things. It's a lot of rules.
Yeah.
It was very good for a bunch of drunk people who like to be in control of stories.
Yeah. So we
really
played
brought
that
everyone together.
We also played Sardines, which is this game where you like run around and hide. And
All right,
I think it was your idea to play Sardines because we were sick of sitting at a table.
Yeah.
So we were like, let's go in this giant house.
Yeah. Nuts.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, like, Spencer,
Yeah.
is there a different like group building process for the voices of the show? Because apparently you weren't at this mansion. So, like, what do you guys do?
We like to spend a lot of time alone, you know, like preparing our characters, you know, getting in the moment, you know, like spending time in the valley, looking at young girls competing or whatever. You know, that's fine. Like that's what I do, I guess. I don't know. No, we don't get together. But you know what, I'm gonna push for that. Next
Word,
year.
yeah. Get a little bit of group building.
A group, acting, bonding, voice acting thing.
You guys should get your own Airbnb.
We're gonna go get I'm gonna get our Airbnb, but it's not gonna be a mansion in Malibu.
It was the saddest, strangest mansion ever. You're not.
Unless they're listening, and then it was really
It was
cool.
the best mansion.
Thank you
They're
so
watching
much.
right now. They're like, the Rick and Morty writers are coming here. We're gonna make it super eclectic. We're gonna put these Michael Jackson speakers out just for them. They're gonna love them.
I feel terrible. Oh my God. There was like not enough beds too, so some writers were like, "Oh, I'll find a bed later," and then ended up sleeping on the floor or a couch or something. So very classy, all around, just
sometimes
classy.
the floor is the best spot.
Yeah,
It's very frat party. I like it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stone floor. It was not. It was not the best spot.
Cold and
The police came.
tough.
We don't know why. They showed up and then they left.
You don't know why they came.
No, I'm loud.
We weren't that loud. There
That's
wasn't
such a
enough of
white
us.
people thing. They were there. No idea.
No, they left. Nothing happened. It gets more white people because they were just like, "Oh, you guys look like you're having fun. Your neighbors suck. We're not going to say it."
That's amazing.
Definitely the whitest interaction you could have with cops ever.
This is to like all of you guys. Who is your favorite character on the show? Like, you start wherever you want and dive in.
Favorite ever?
I mean, just Rick. It's Rick. Like, and that combination of Rick and Morty. It's like hope and pain and all these things. So yeah.
Morty. I love Morty. I love how he's losing his innocence more and more every day. And just writing him going through that is so much fun.
I mean, I really like Jerry.
Wow. I wasn't expecting that.
He's like the most tragic character. You know, like he's so earnest and he wants so many amazing things in his life and he just isn't capable of them.
Yeah.
I love him. I do. I feel for him. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all like a little Jerry.
We're all a little Jerry inside.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I also love Summer though, but I can't say that I love
that's
Summer
biased.
because then I'm just totally narcissistic.
Right.
So I'm just gonna go with Jerry.
But I think most people are Jerry or Beth. It's like you either.
Beth is great too.
Yeah,
I was sitting here on the fence like, I don't know, I love Beth because she just puts him down so much.
Yep.
Keeps him in his place.
It's official. We love everybody.
Yeah.
We like all the characters.
Yeah, we can't have one without the other.
Right.
All of them without one.
I would have to say my favorite like new character this new season has to be Noob Noob, who we just saw.
Yeah.
That was my shit. I don't know about anybody else out here, but Noob Noob was the best thing that happened this episode for me. And I feel like we didn't get enough of him, so we got a Noob Noob mashup that we're gonna throw to.
Fantastic.
Just to get a little bit more Noob Noob in our life.
Can't forget about the one who never seems to get a chance. All the bitches come around for. His dick gets more business than you.
Who the fuck is Noob Noob? Wow. Wow, so your origin is what? You fell into a vat of redundancy? God damn! It's not all bad, though. They were spared having to see their grown son wear a whistle. God damn! This guy gets it. Whoa, I'm nervous about my first mission.
Actually, Noob, you have a new mission.
God damn!
This guy needs that to be the case. Not coming, Noob?
Oh, no, I got stuff to do here. God damn it, why am I crying? It makes no sense. Ugh, you're probably confused because we barely know each other, but you really stuck your neck out when you gave me props for my awesome jokes in the briefing room. Everybody else had their heads so far up their ass, even my own grandson is like, oh, the Vindicators is so cool. I mean, he's a moron, that's their demographic. But you're different, Noob.
Give it up for Noob, y'all! So, I wanted to ask you this, Erica. Like, I assume CrockyBot is like a Dan character just because of how he's written. It's such a Dan Harmon part of mine, you know? And then you see Noob, and you're like, that's totally Justin. What was it like watching them create these characters and like making this thing happen in the writer's room?
I think, yeah, it's so amazing because they have such different, wonderful skill sets. And so that's what's seeing that like love fest of like, you know, Dan brings the incredible storytelling, just like, and then Justin brings sort of like the sheer joy sometimes and the ridiculous amazingness. So yeah, like.
Yeah.
And Spencer, for you, what is it like working with them in the booth?
Well, I work, mostly Justin's there when I'm doing stuff, and then Dan will give me notes. So sometimes he'll like give me line readings, not line readings. He'll just do them in a summer like girly like voice.
Really good.
So good. It's so fun and exciting to hear Dan talk like Summer. I really enjoy that. I really every time.
Can you do Dan doing Summer?
Oh my God, I don't know. No, because it's Dan Harmon. I can't. No, I do Summer. But then now I feel like I'm Dan right now. No, and then Justin's great. Like I love working with Justin. He's so fun. Like I always want to do it like 100,000 times more, and he's like, oh, we got it in 3, and I was like, what? Can I do it? I feel like there's another one. Let me do like 100 more of the same sounds over and words again. But I love working with both of them. They're truly inspirational and amazing storytellers. And yeah, what you said about the fun. I mean, there is a level of this show I feel when I watch it that I'm watching people experience pure joy of what they do, what they love to tell, the stories that they tell, and just the things that we find silly and completely ridiculous in our own lives, you know? So it's cool. I like it. Yeah, they're cool.
When did you guys like meet Dan and Justin? Like first time meetings, and anyone could start and like jump in.
That first interview that we had, yeah, Justin was there with 2 of the other writers, Mike McMahon, Ryan Ridley, and I remember we were very, very, very nervous, talking very, very, very quickly, and there were these packages on the table, and one of them was a deck of cards, and I started rifling through it just because I couldn't keep my hand still, and it was like hentai porn cards, and Justin was like, oh, those are mine, like, what do you think? And I was like, I'm sorry, I looked at them. So that was a good intro, other than the show. The show's the best intro, but the hentai cards are a close second. Yeah, and then Dan popped into that same interview, and I think he said, "Oh, yeah, writing teams, you have to split a salary, haha, losers," and then left. Yeah, we're cheap. Yeah, we're like, yes, we're very, very cheap. And then he left, and we're like, wait, no, the context. I'm totally on cheap. There's more.
That's great.
Oh, I was just, yeah. All of that was true.
Okay.
I concur.
I mean, I first met them 6 years ago, but I never met Dan. Like, I only met Justin for years, and then I eventually met Dan. I don't remember exactly what context. I mean, I think there was like an Adult Swim party we were at, and there was like these burlesque dancers, and that might have been like the first time I officially met Dan. And
how long had you been voicing Summer?
We've been doing Summer, like, well, I've been there since the beginning. So we shot the pilot 6 years ago, and then shot the pilot. I don't know, like voiced the pilot and then animated the pilot, and then it went to, you know, Adult Swim, and then Adult Swim waited, and then there was like this email chain between like my entire whatever representation, and they were like, we're so excited, but like they didn't CC me on it, so I didn't know the show had gotten picked up. And it was, I mean, so I've been there for the whole time, and it's been really exciting and to see this grow. I mean, I think this year at Comic-Con, we went to Comic-Con before the show had ever aired, and no one knew. We were like, you're really gonna like it, guys. And then this year, it was the first time I felt like the audience really, it really resonates with people, and it's been just kind of an amazing thing that just has taken off. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Sarah, I have a question for you guys, like about, you know, just, I know you guys have, this is your first like animation, and we touched on it a little bit earlier. So it's the first thing you've animated, and then you actually sat, watched it, you know, absorbed it in this energy. What is that like, and how different is that from non-animated projects?
Well, I'd say like live action is all about getting to the shoot, and so you're like trying to get the script as bulletproof as possible, and then, you know, on the shoot day you've got to get all the takes, you got to, you know, like make sure that everything's going to be there, so when you go to edit it you have everything. Whereas animation, you can change it, you can get an animatic back, like what happened with many episodes, and be like, oh, we can make this better. So yeah, it's just like that's probably the biggest thing.
Yeah, and it's like the animatic is just all of the storyboards and so much work from the artist, but you get that chance to look at it and be like, oh, we still have work to do. And then also in animation, you can have a character made of 1 million ants, and he doesn't cost hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars. You know, an entire planets and ships, and but yeah, it's that opportunity to kind of continue to work on something that's so exciting. Like you never, it takes a while before you have to let go.
Yeah. Did you find it like easy to get your mind to work that way, or was it hard to get your mind to be that open? You know, because sometimes when you're writing such a structure, it's hard to like, once you can do anything, it's hard to like jump into that, or were you like super psyched about it and like ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, I think that is almost what makes Rick and Morty one of incredibly hard show to write, because Rick is a genius and he can do anything too, and in the show you can do anything, you can go anywhere, any universe, any like, so it's sort of like the format of what it is like almost like what Rick's mind also is, so if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I follow.
Yeah.
Well, and it's just too, it's like a high volume number of things you come up with for this show. Like you sit in a room and you're like, oh my God, we've come up with 100 things today, and that ends up being the first 5 minutes of an episode. It's just like you have to pack everything so full. So it is sort of, yeah, you can blue sky and think of anything and do anything on this show, but you just have to continually do that like every single day, because it's never enough.
So for you, I'm wondering, like, one, if you could voice any character other than Summer, who would it be?
I know, I saw this question and I couldn't think of it. I don't know. I mean, I do like little voices here and there, like I do like some of the kids sometimes, and like some of the other
Really?
shit.
Just like randomly at home?
Yeah, no, at home, alone, in my house. No, for the show. I mean, I guess I would do, I mean, I wish I could do like, it would be awesome to be Rick. I mean, he's a great character.
What? Yeah. Give us a Rick. What does your Rick sound like?
I know, I knew this was gonna happen. And then I was like, okay, hold on. And I was like, I didn't practice today, so it's gonna be terrible. Okay, but here, Morty. Why are you doing that right now? We need to get this to another place.
Okay, right? We'll give it up for that.
I'm gonna get it better, but like that was my first try, so you guys just got to see that.
And also, is there something you want to see Summer accomplish that she hasn't yet? Is there something you'd like to see her do that she hasn't done yet?
I was just thinking about this. I mean, there's so many things that Summer can do, and I was like, she could be president. She could be the head of like, I don't know, like a major like corporation. Or I also like kept thinking about like what Summer does, because you had that like, what is she really doing in her life? And like maybe she's not even Summer anymore. Maybe she's like running like an intergalactic like drug ring. You know, like she's like in charge of all these other planets, and so like she's like running other worlds that you don't know about. That's why she's so busy.
I could totally see her doing that.
Right?
Like, fuck college,
Yeah,
give me intergalactic
right.
drugs.
She's like got an in now with
Yeah.
Rick, right? So she's like on her way to being like the next Rick, basically. She's way more his protege than Morty is.
Oh, I
Morty
totally
is just
agree.
his side,
100%.
right? So like
100%
she's just kind of she's feeling it out. You know, she's learning from the master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sarah, Erica,
But she's also more like capable than him in different
That's
ways,
true.
you know. So she
Yeah.
might even be like out Rick, and
She might
she's
out
a
Rick
little
Rick.
more- yeah.
This is getting so exciting.
Right?
Like I don't even
Hell yeah.
know.
She's like just human enough.
Yeah.
He can't quite.
Right, that's right.
He has
he's
an empathy problem.
That you're totally right. She has at least a little bit of empathy.
Yeah.
She's experienced love
It's
a
like
few times.
Yeah.
Now, you know, she's like had a few loves in other places and in reality, and now she's
other
like finding other places, other dimensions. Yeah, where's her lesbian storyline, by the way?
It's coming.
When
if
is
you
that
need a
happening?
voice for the other lesbian.
When is that happening?
Sarah and Erica, I want to stop calling you guys Sarah and we need a like team name.
They called us the twins in the room. I think probably because we look so much
Swearica.
alike, and we're the same height.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Swearica.
That's
Swearica. I'm gonna think of something.
Serica's.
Swearica. Swearica.
We'll throw
Like
in a
it.
W.
All
let's
right.
do
No, it wasn't great, but we'll get there. Well, like, you know, this was kind of like a superhero episode, and superheroes obviously exist in this world, but they are alien. Is that like that superheroes just happen to be aliens, or only like, you know what I mean? Like, how did that get that decision made that they weren't like of human but alien form?
Yeah, well, I'd say they're not probably all aliens. Like Alan Rails is more of like a ghost sentient being. I don't think we got too deep into his backstory, but there was this whole thing where I think he saw his parents murdered.
Yeah, he saw his parents murdered by a train.
And then a magic whistle came.
And that's how he, yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
But I think
But
he was a
so
human
good.
before that. Maybe not in our dimension, but in some dimension.
Yeah, and I think he was somehow involved in the accident because he is half ghost.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the whistle that brought him half back to life.
Yeah. Nothing. We'll figure out that.
Yeah, and then Maximus is human. But yeah, the other guys being aliens. I think it's sort of Superman's an alien. Like there's a long tradition of alien superheroes, but yeah, and I mean Crocubot, he could totally be from Earth. Like we have big crocodiles, and we have people who don't know how to build robots. Like
We're probably working on it now.
How did you guys choose the powers?
Well, sort of like looking at a superhero team, and you need a big guy, you need like sort of a cool guy. And then like Supernova is probably the closest equivalent to like a Superman.
But yeah, and I think too, like one of the things that we were interested in is so many times you see superheroes have these oddly specific powers. So with someone like Alan Rails who can summon a ghost train, it's like we were just like, what would writing that television show be like? Like how would every week would you come up with a situation where you needed a ghost train to solve the problem?
We have to get through this wall. What's gonna do it?
It's like, and with Million Ants too, it's like he can sense things. It's like, okay, he has senses. Everybody has senses, and just on and on and on, just sort of poking fun at that idea that these powers are catch-alls when they have weird rules and they aren't really going to help you that much.
Right. It's interesting that you bring up there were so many like characters that you guys went through, because we actually have some sketches of some characters that actually did not make it.
Oh my God.
On their go-to.
Oh my God.
Let's check it out and get into this wild stuff.
There's the stretchy guys.
Stretchy guys.
Dr. Reach. Yeah.
He originally died the way Maximus died, like sucked into a vent, but he was stretchy, so there was a lot of like taffy.
Right, that was interesting.
It was horrific.
He also had some bad jokes, like he was the sort of like stretch over there guy.
Yeah, and Rick hated that he got laughs.
Yeah.
He was like, he's a hack.
Oh, okay. So this was a whole storyline that went by the wayside for the better in the end. But there was a whole love story with Morty and this. There was a girl. Used to be a girl.
Yeah, there used to be Noob used to be part of a group of sidekicks that all wanted to be Vindicators, and it's almost like the B team waiting to be the A team. And this girl that Morty had hung out with on Vindicators 1, he's like, I get to see her again. Oh my God! And when he goes back, she's gone up to the A team, and he hasn't.
And she's also leveled up like when you're a teenager and girls
Is this
mature
the
a
girl?
little faster.
It's Quiver.
There she is.
Yeah, she grew boobs before his balls dropped.
Her name is Quiver?
Yeah, she
Shot arrows.
But then, so Morty had this like magical suit that Rick had built for him in Vindicators 1.
Well, also The Purge. It was from The Purge.
Oh yes! Oh my God! Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah.
And like, and Rick gets him the suit to basically be like, all right, I'm gonna help you be a man for this girl. And it backfired, but but she was great.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
So I gotta know, and this is for all you, what is your favorite episode?
It's like Sophie's Choice, but Rick's must be crazy. I think, it's that speech that the guy gives where it's like the land where my father died and where I couldn't go to his funeral because I was building my own universe. And it's just gets me.
It like touches your heart. It's a heart episode.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Yeah.
Love them all. I think I really love The Purge, just for purely personal reasons because of that lighthouse scene where Morty has to listen to the lighthouse keeper read his entire screenplay. And that doesn't happen ever all the time when you're a writer in LA that someone's like, sit here with me. That was great seeing Morty murder that guy.
I don't know. I like Needful Things, like, because I love the end of, like,
Timely.
It's so good with we're shooting up and all that. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I loved voicing that, more importantly. Like, it was so fun to have so much freedom in that episode, and I feel like Summer really came into her own character in that thing. So, I'm just biased because I'm just in that episode a lot.
What do you guys all think is in Rick's flask? Like, what is he drinking?
I mean, they must have made something special.
I think I thought before that it was some like dolphin blood that he had to get from Alien, so it's like, it works for him, but it's not right in any way. But
I think I thought it was some like corrosive kind of sci-fi acid or something. But I think Dan said it's just vodka to keep him human.
I was gonna say, or it's just vodka.
Yeah.
Or it's just vodka.
That was my thought. I was like, maybe it's just vodka.
That's so crazy. I was like, it's just probably whiskey.
He doesn't have to complicate everything.
Right.
It's very simple to get drunk.
And this
drinking just needs one thing, just alcohol. That's it. You're done.
Right.
It's wasted.
Yeah. In this particular episode, it's the first time Rick's drinking has really like got in the way of him executing a plan properly. You know what I mean? And do you think that's part of this being like the darkest season of the episode, which Rick mentioned in the first episode of the season?
I don't know if it got in the way, because I think that he hates the Vindicators and wants to expose them as giant hypocrites, and maybe it had a body count the way he did it, but I don't think that was never not the plan. Like, I think so it's like his drinking, maybe it took his ideas a little further than he wanted to take them, but I don't know if it got in the way.
Yeah, because that was one of those things we were wrestling with. We can't really jump the shark. Like, Rick's never gonna quit, or not canon, obviously. But like there was versions of the script where like maybe he was like, oh, stop for a while or something, and it was like, that's not Rick then. It was a really interesting line to walk of like, is he ever gonna express remorse about drinking?
Yeah, and we decided no, he would never.
Totally convicted, just with so much conviction.
No apologies.
And this is like his version of like a bad night, a bad blackout drunk night, where he like basically avenged everybody and shit and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, it's like my worst blackout. I broke a shower curtain. He killed a bunch of superheroes.
So I heard that like Justin had to get he got kind of super trashed to voice a lot of this episode, and I believe we have a clip that we could throw to. Let's get that out.
The character of Rick is a very high-functioning alcoholic. In episode 304, we need to see him get especially drunk. So I encourage Justin to method act.
First thing I told him was don't have tequila, and then of course he had tequila, and liquor just adds a whole new aspect to Justin.
I understand things got a little
creative.
How many shots is the right amount of shots for Drunk Rick? This is my 4th shot. I'm definitely probably gonna be in the pocket after this.
Oh, this little baby guy. I'm gonna tell you where to stick it. Because...
Got it.
See, that sounds too sober.
No, it doesn't. It sounds great.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you.
137.
I hear a bunch of screaming demons. Is that just me? My lips are chapped. Who's got chapstick?
Here to explain is a little bobo boo.
Can you try to read this one on script?
Man, fuck you. Jesus Christ. What happens when we die? What happens when we all die? Do you guys worry about that shit at night? All right, forget it. Forget me. I'm drunk. Shit. I'm gonna need another shot to do this fucking...
Don't take it.
Don't
Then
take
you're gonna
it.
Be sick.
What are you talking about, man?
Wait till
Mike
like
knows.
halfway through.
Give me wait till
So
Mike.
you know you get a little extra boost.
Man, get the fuck out of here, kid. Hopefully whoever we elect as the next prezzo won't disallow my ability to get a gun and kill my fucking self.
Let's get some lines.
I've got 3 things I have to do. Number 1 thing of my 3-list thing is...
Oh my god.
Here to explain is little baby princess. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I've been working on this show since season 1, and this is by far the least productive and messiest record day we've ever had. So, thanks a lot, Harmon.
Oh. Can you hear it? It's a tiny violin. Oh, did you have to wrangle Justin for the performance of a lifetime?
So were you guys there for any of that, or is this the first time you're seeing any of this?
We weren't there for the
Super drunk.
Yeah, we were there for one before it when they were like, we got to bring it up a notch because
Yeah,
he
there
was
were
just trying like
multiple
beer.
drunk performances. I heard about them.
There were
I
a
didn't
lot.
know this either.
But the one we were there for, he was drinking a certain, I think it was like a Ballast Point IPA to get the right burp. Because he has lots of tricks for getting burps, but he was also trying to get drunk, trying to get the right burp, but not getting drunk enough.
To not read, basically.
To not be able to read. And then the decision was made that, him being able to read is not good for the performance. Go further.
So he just had to memorize it?
No.
So you just made it up after.
But some magical things came out of that.
Yeah.
I think, I don't totally remember, I think maybe Hawaii came from that?
I
Is that
think
right?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
That was so good.
I think that version of Hawaii, definitely. I think there was a lot of drunk Rick losing himself in themes of the various soundtracks. And I think you're right.
Hawaii, yeah.
I guess I wonder, like, especially with this particular episode, Sarah, Erica, like, why Saw meets Avengers? Why those two themes colliding on each other?
I think we were stuck for a really long time. We knew they showed up and they found out, oh God, you guys had one without us. And then it was like, what does Rick do? So we like spent, I feel like it was probably like a week almost pitching on.
Yeah,
at one
least.
point we were trying to remember the details of how this happened, but at some point like the Superman equivalent was coming and like taking a shit on Rick's lawn, like a Cro-Magnon, or Rick was building like them out of like the Vindicators out of brooms to be like, I could like do this without you. If
Exactly,
you were
he made like bucket broom superheroes because he found out they did it without him. So he was like, I'm gonna replace you with brooms, and then he saves the day, and then Superman shit on his lawn.
Yeah,
I think was how that.
Yeah, so there were many ideas, and I think it was a McMahon pitch where he was like, what if he saws them? So they show up and they think they're gonna go to this exciting battle, and Rick has taken care of that, but now they're in even worse because they have a bigger villain, which is drunk Rick.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then we had to watch all the Saw movies.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
No, it wasn't that they suck. It was just watching them in that short of amount of time.
No, like
It's a
consuming.
lot of murder.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a lot of blood and murder.
So much blood and murder and early
torture.
Exactly.
And, yeah, it's rough.
So the first draft, all the Saw rooms were just like horrifically violent and punishing. Like there was no humor. It was just like acid this and pressure plate that, and this is a bomb and this is a bullet. We're reading that and we're just like, this is not funny. This is not entertaining. This is upsetting.
So it was almost like the simpler traps ended up being more fun and more Rick, because he's also drunk, so he's probably not going to Rube Goldberg an entire thing. He's probably going to be like, Israel or something.
I do think basketball was in all drafts though.
Right,
The idea of like a timer and a bomb with basketball.
Right.
Yeah,
Which-
because I can't hit a 3-point shot and
No,
I'd be
I would
dead. Super dead.
But I feel like, especially with the episode that we just watched, Morty gets into a place where it's like he's kind of fed up, right? You watch him go through this process of Rick's been drunk like this before and not remembered. He's just go through all this stuff of kind of dealing with this alcoholic granddad, and then at the end when he finally thinks, oh, this dude's finally gonna open up to me and tell me that he loves me, he completely shits on him again. Do you feel like this is a real turning point for Morty? Like, do you feel like this is a real turning point?
For Morty?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I guess we'll see in the rest of the episodes. If it is. Saying. Sure, I mean, I think there's a part, like, Morty's growing, right? He's, like, from the first season, like, he was just excited to have his grandpa back in his life, and, like, part of this adventure that he's been experiencing where he probably has, like, a male figure who actually has, like, a dick, basically. And then, like, you know, sorry, Jerry, my favorite. He's my favorite, guys. This is my favorite. He is, but it's small, right? No, we all know. You can feel it, though. It's how you use it, right? That's what matters. Anyway. So, moving forward. So, I mean, I think at this point, like, Morty is becoming his own man in some ways, right? Like, he's learning how to, and he's taking P's and Q's from Summer, and, you know, maybe he's starting to find that, like, it might be cool if he stands up for himself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think, you're going to see that more. And then, I mean, I can't wait for season 4.
Right. For sure.
When's that happening?
I also had a Summer question to kind of follow up.
Sure,
because,
yes.
I feel like Summer is, like you kind of mentioned, she challenges her.
Yes.
She's always kind of pushing him. And I felt that way from the very first adventure they went on together when they go to like the Amazon planet. And she's kind of like, nah, like you're wrong. These women are right. I'm powerful. You got the Mad Max episode that was earlier in the season where she kind of goes off on her own, you know, rogue stuff. The Needful Things episode that you brought up, which is one of my favorite episodes. I really love it because it's like she's not dumb either, you know? Like Rick comes in like, oh, you're an idiot, this is the devil. And she's like, I know that. I just enjoy this experience. What do you think that dynamic is about? Why is she such a like force that kind of pushes him in that way?
Well, I mean, I said it a little bit earlier. I think that she is a lot like Rick in a lot of different ways. I mean, she's like a feminine, kind of valley girlish version of Rick. But, you know, we don't know where she's going to go after high school and what she's going to accomplish and what having Grandpa Rick in her life has changed for her as a character and as a person. And I think you have to have that. Like, I don't think there's anyone else in the family who can fight him as much. She's probably the most opposite character to him in a lot of ways. She's not like drunk, she's not old, she's not a scientist. She's just like a teenage girl who's also like very, you know, confident and important. You know, like they have dreams too, you know? Teenage girls have dreams and they can accomplish things. Like they could maybe like, you know, rule the world one day. I don't know, I'm just saying it's possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, we were teenage girls once
We know.
too.
We know.
We know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to block it out.
I'm here I'm basically representing myself as like I was Summer. Like I was kind of like a popular girl, but not that popular. I was always like kind of weird and artsy or whatever. But I feel like Summer's that kind of not super popular girl, but she's got shit she's gonna accomplish later, right?
And
she's
she's
gonna be
so
cool.
confident
She's gonna
too,
peak
yeah.
later. You know, she knows that. Yeah.
Cool. That's why I put a lot of you in that one.
Yeah, no, I was really that.
I like it. What made you guys decide? We're gonna get into some like fan Q&A, and I wanted to ask my little fanboy questions first. What made you guys pick Logic for real? As like when you were like, we need an ending concert.
I wish we were
Why
cool
Logic?
enough to pick or be in the position to do that. He's awesome.
I mean, for a long time we wanted a party at the end with a song, but yeah, no, not cool enough to know Logic.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys said no, who picked Logic?
I believe Justin is a super fan. Maybe
Ah,
Dan.
okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we
can't take
credit for him.
He's awesome
at all.
All right, so that was like a Justin decision?
I think so. Yeah.
But he came into the writer's room and he was very nice.
Yeah, very sweet. Yeah.
And
No, it
like
was
very
awesome.
deferential and he was very sweet.
And Spencer, I gotta know.
No, I picked Logic.
You did?
I was why that's in there. I'm just gonna
She was like, I'm
that's not
walking.
true.
And
That's a
let's
joke.
I quit the show.
I quit the show and I was like, put Logic in.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I gotta know, who is Summer always texting on that phone?
I know, and that's why I was like, she must be a drug lord, like in the intergalactic universe. I was like, I don't know. I was like, is it her buddies? Like, what are they talking about? And I was like, no, because she never hangs out with anybody, right? Like, she doesn't. So I was like, she must be doing some shady shit on the side, is what I thought.
I love the idea of her
And she's
drug
really
dealing.
busy. Like, she's really fucking busy. She's like getting Venmo'd all the time. You know, she's like just checking her email.
It's a lot of work keeping up with your
It
Venmo
is.
account.
I know, yeah, she just needs to know what people are buying.
Yeah, well, especially if it's interdimensional cartel situation.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Venmo's
you can't leave that
interdimensional.
hanging.
There are exchange rates and
Yeah, exactly. She's watching the exchange rates the most. That's really what she's watching the most. Yeah.
Yes, please ask.
So you kind of touched on this with the Ghost Train TV show, and I would be really excited to see all the dynamic and exciting ways you could just end a dilemma with a ghost train. But if there was a Vindicator spinoff series, who would you personally choose as the protagonist and why for everyone?
Well, it is hard to because most of them died. So I mean, but we can bring them back many dimensions.
They always come back.
Shit.
Oh man. I mean, I feel like I'm playing favorites if I say Alan Rails, so I won't say Alan Rails. I think that Million Ants would be a fun TV show because he could kind of do that like autistic thing that so many procedurals do, where it's like, I can't be a person, but I can fix your insides, and he could do. So
Wait, like surgery?
Yeah, he could be a doctor.
Mhm.
He could be a lawyer. He
Yeah.
could be like he could be on CBS. Like he could nail it.
Also, do the individual ants have their own personalities?
Oh yeah,
And that's
Oh,
a
no,
million stories right there.
That's a workplace comedy. Like Million Ants is just.
It's a procedure.
One more
There's comedy in the procedural.
Yeah, any show you
in
want.
the
Yeah.
show. Yeah, that sounds great.
Like it could be a whole network called Million Ants, and then every show is a different ants, different situations.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea, honestly.
That's perfect. I just expect a really good pun name for the title then.
Oh, actually, no, Quiver, who didn't make it.
She made
Did have
Yeah.
her
Shout
own
outs to
show.
Quiver.
Yeah, rest in peace, Quiver. Yeah.
Yeah. No, she would. Yeah, she would be on the CW.
Yeah,
Totally.
definitely CW.
She would have a lot of trouble finding love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because no one could match her sexual prowess.
No,
Yep.
they would
Especially
all-
not Morty.
yeah.
Morty is not ready for that.
No, he's not ready.
No,
He's
she
not
wouldn't
ready.
be able to find a teenage boy worthy of her. It would be a real issue.
So
She'd have
Quiver
to
knows
find
how to throw the box, is what we're saying. Oh,
Yeah.
like it.
What is throwing the box?
What? I don't know. It's okay. It's okay, guys.
I'll Google it. I'll Google it. Later. It's cool. So hip.
So good. Best. Where do you throw the box? Where does it go?
Explain it now.
Okay. Well, afterwards.
You know.
Yeah.
What's up?
Around?
Throwing the box. Starring Million Ants.
Thank you.
Great job, twins. That was a great episode. I'm going to watch that one a lot more times. That was hilarious. Spencer, great job as always. My girlfriend's a huge fan of Greek, the show.
Thanks.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
My
My
question
other
is-
life.
Yeah,
Before.
my question is that when we see Rick realize he forgot his portal gun, he looks really worried. And do you think that he is sort of helpless in circumstances where he doesn't have his technology to aid him? He can't come up with some on the fly.
Totally, yeah. I mean, it's like forgetting your keys for a normal person.
Yeah. And I think he's also, because in Pickle Rick he was amazing without his portal gun. I think part of it is that he does not want to spend any time with these people, and he's really upset when he can't bail. That's like, so it is, he forgot his keys and now he's gonna have to walk away from the Vindicators, and that sucks.
We talked a lot about this being like, these are like the cool kids that didn't invite him to the second party kind of thing, even though he doesn't actually respect them, but he still wanted to be invited kind of. He wanted to turn them down, so then like getting caught with his pants down / without his portal gun is that feeling of like, shit, like I don't have all my arsenal.
It's like if you get carried at prom and then you can't leave, is kind of what happened to him.
Yeah. But you carried yourself.
Layers.
Thank you.
got Lady Rick. So my question is, in the first episode, Rick went on this rant that the show's whole arc is going to be to get Szechuan sauce back at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Well, McDonald's has announced that Szechuan sauce is coming back.
The show's over. Is it?
Like,
they're not even going to air
that
any
was
more
the
episodes.
whole arc now.
Yeah.
So, like in the writers' room, is there any jokes about that? Like, because I know Rick and Morty goes over the top. Like the April Fool's thing was hilarious. Are there ever any jokes of like ending the show when Szechuan sauce comes back?
Oh man, if anyone knew that was a parachute, and they could stop. But I don't know. Do you want the show to end though?
Absolutely not.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it'd still be a funny joke.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people, Justin in particular, underestimated his power.
Yeah.
I think
he's gonna have to take on all of the special sauces.
Yeah,
in all fast food
do you guys
areas.
remember those plastic bottles that we had, the Squeeze-Its? Like, I want those back. Like,
Bring back all of the. You gotta bring back all the stuff.
Right.
All the stuff that we all missed.
So yes.
We should all, yeah.
Also, is a mind.
It's not over yet.
We're gonna use the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Now
a
it's
forum to bring back sauces. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not just. It wasn't just about the Szechuan sauce. It was about all the sauces
Every
that have been
sauce.
lost.
Yeah.
Right.
What else can Rick and Morty bring
to
back?
bring back?
What else can we
like
bring
it.
back? Like,
I mean,
I don't know,
power.
but I'll
People's-
research it.
Yeah.
I need like, give
Dead
me
people.
internet and a notebook.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
I'm
you
gonna-
everything I want to bring back.
Crystal Pepsi.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, that's one of them.
No. Wait, no, I want to bring back Coke Zero in advance because they're getting rid of Coke Zero and Mike McMahon is losing his mind because it's his favorite drink in the world. So if we could use Rick and Morty to protect Coke Zero, I think that would be.
I think we gotta bring back
Purple Store. I think that's a good, a preemptive protection.
You know, stop something before it happens. I think that's the goal of the show, is to get ahead of the Szechuan sauce.
Next, yeah.
Szechuan sauce.
Just sounds
Yeah,
good,
we
right?
got deep on the sauce.
And those tiny bit raisins.
It's like this much.
What do you think the backlash is going to be for McDonald's when they actually bring out the Szechuan sauce?
I think if they don't bring back the
Are they gonna bring back the
Chinese takeout
Mulan?
box with the chicken nuggets, I think they'll be okay. I think
think
that's
it'll be
where
okay?
it got. I think that's where it crossed the line.
It crossed the line in the 90s.
Like, do you remember that sauce?
No, but like there's Mulan. I have like probably a Mulan cup somewhere. You know.
Yeah.
So like I was there during that period, but I feel like it was a little bit young.
Right,
I was
yeah.
a little
Yeah,
old.
right. Yeah.
Right. It was like my siblings.
I have a mini
Yeah.
Mushu from McDonald's.
Oh, nice.
Like the little
You just
dragon.
kept
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep a lot. Listen, don't ask questions.
Where is it? Is there a wall? Is there like another
Don't
shelf?
worry about it.
Okay.
There's a closet.
And inside there's
Glass shelves.
amazing. And then it's right there.
All right, we want
I
to
see
use
it.
we want to use this section of the show real quick just to give a shout out to all the fan art. Now, if you have fan art, please just hashtag it Rick and Morty, and we will throw it up on an episode eventually. Or if it's garbage, we will not. We want to give a shout out to pins we're wearing. Some dope fan art by Kevin Hayden, which you can catch him at Critical Hits Shop. Bomb. Check it out. You can copy one at Critical Hits Shop on Instagram. Do that. You know what I mean? I want to ask you guys a final just group question, and you guys can dive in whenever, and I'm required to do this or I won't get paid. When did you know Dan Harmon was a genius?
God. He's here. Like, that's so unfair. I wanted John.
It's more like it's not one moment. It's like an onion. It's like there keeps being layers of genius.
That's how you know they're
and
genius.
like and like you
They're
cry
layers.
because you're happy or sad, or it's just like it's like him going back to a story and like it's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's like we can make it better. We can. And that's just so inspirational. No one's telling him it's not good enough yet. It's like everyone's like this is amazing. He's like
No.
you know?
He's like, it's not.
So yeah.
I know. I think mine's. The first time he did a Rick rant, like word perfect in the room, and I was like, oh, that's where this happens. Just like word for word for word, like exactly something Rick would say, and coherent and in the moment, and just laid it out, because I can't do that.
Right. I mean, when I get the scripts today, when I get to read the scripts, I think is when I realize kind of how genius it is, because they think outside of the box so much. And then when you get to actually see what the product becomes, it's really amazing. I mean, because I just never, like interdimensional cable, like those episodes that, the time traveling episodes, those things that like, just keep going, and then they never, and it's endless. When you read them as an actor, like as anybody, you feel blessed or grateful that people think that deeply. Clearly, I'm not a genius, and that's how I can recognize genius. You know, so yeah.
Well,
right? That's what I've decided, that if you're not
Yeah.
a genius, you can recognize it. So
That's
right?
the true genius.
That's true genius, right?
Being able
Now
to
I'm
see
the
it.
true
Yeah.
genius now.
Right.
Yes.
There's a hole in that
This is what it
logic.
sounds like to be a genius as well. Yes. That's what it is.
Well, guys, give it up for this all vagina panel.
That's sign language.
I liked it. It was like the Hove sign, but a vagina. We got a very special treat for you guys. You guys are gonna be super pumped about this. We actually have a sneak peek of next week's episode. Well, let's kick to it. Let's go.
Jerry, come on. We gotta go. You gotta come with me, Jerry. Rick? It's important, Jerry. The fate of the galaxy rests on your shoulders. Let's go. Put some pants on. Never mind. There's no time for pants, Jerry. I'll make you a pair of pants on the way. It's a Rick and Jerry adventure. Rick and Jerry episode.
That was so dope. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for tuning in to Rick and Morty. Check us out next week. Jerry's back. Bye, bitches.
It's a good show.